Most women don't realize this, but your hormones, your fertility, your energy levels, your skin, your weight, your mood, they don't change because of a new year. They change because of your habits. And if you want 2026 to be the year that you finally heal your PCOS, balance your hormones, fix your cycles, and stop inflammation, then these are the feminine habits that are going to actually change your life. Fix your cortisol first because everything else depends on it. Before we even talk PCOS or PMS, we need to talk cortisol because women today are constantly stressed, constantly inflamed, constantly running on adrenaline. High cortisol wrecks your sleep, worsens PCOS, increases cravings, causes acne, irregular periods, mood swings, and even fertility issues. So in 2026, you need to work on regulating your sleep, reducing chaos in the mornings, eating breakfast with protein, stop drinking coffee on an empty stomach, reduce alcohol, and take intentional rest. Because if cortisol stays high, nothing else can be fixed. Adopt an anti inflammatory lifestyle. Most period pain, bloating, fatigue, acne, and even fertility issues have an inflammation component. A lot of women don't realize this, but in women, inflammation isn't just bloating or fatigue. It directly affects your reproductive organs. Inflammation in the uterus, that's endometritis, not to be confused with endometriosis, and it's one of the silent causes of infertility, chronic pelvic pain, implantation failure, and even recurrent miscarriages. Inflammation in the fallopian tubes, that's salpingitis, and when it's severe, it can actually become hydrosalpinx. What is that, you might be asking? Basically, it's when your tubes become so inflamed that they fill up with water and toxic fluid, which practically makes it impossible for you to get pregnant naturally because the toxic fluid blocks sperms and eggs from meeting. And it can also damage embryos. So what do? We go in and chop off the tubes to block the connection from the tube to the uterus, and that basically means you'll never be able to conceive naturally again. This sounds harsh, doesn't it? In 2026, stop minimizing and downplaying your reproductive health. What about inflammation in the ovaries or the pelvis? That's when we see endometriosis and chronic pelvic inflammatory disease, or PID as we formally call it. It interferes with ovulation, disrupts anatomy, reduces egg quality, and causes unbearable period pain. Inflammation anywhere in the reproductive system eventually shows up as irregular cycles, heavy periods, painful periods, infertility, poor egg quality, and or early pregnancy loss, miscarriages. So in 2026, adopt an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. What does that look like? Reducing sugars and refined carbs, cutting down or quitting alcohol totally, stopping to smoke, yes, even occasional smoking, increasing fruits and vegetables, omega-3s, prioritizing whole foods over vibes. These small changes will actually go a long way in starting to reverse inflammation in your body. Remember, you cannot out supplement or out medicate a lifestyle that keeps your body inflamed. Move your body like it's medicine because it is. Exercise is one of the most powerful tools for PCOS, PMS, endometriosis symptoms, insulin resistance, stress relief, fertility. Most women start working out, look at the scale after 2 weeks, see no change and assume it's not working, and they give up. But they have no idea what's actually happening inside their bodies. Before your body changes on the outside, exercise is fixing the internal systems that control your hormones. Exercise improves insulin sensitivity. This is the number one benefit for PCOS. Better insulin control means lower androgens, which means better ovulation, which means better cycles. This takes months, not days. Exercise reduces inflammation. Inflammation, like I already said, is at the root of painful periods, PCOS symptoms, endometriosis flare-ups, bloating, and fatigue. Your workouts are lowering your inflammatory markers long before you even see physical changes. Exercise also lowers cortisol. Like I said earlier, most women are operating in chronic stress mode. It takes time for your nervous system to finally settle again. When cortisol drops, bloating, cravings, acne, and mood swings improve. Exercise improves blood flow to your reproductive organs. Better pelvic circulation means healthier ovarian function, better egg development, better periods, and better orgasms and better sex. All this isn't visible on the scale, but it's happening on the inside. Exercise builds muscle, and muscle improves your metabolism. Muscle is metabolic tissue. The more you have, the more fat you burn at rest. But muscle doesn't appear overnight. You know this. It takes weeks of consistency. Exercise also helps regulate your cycle because regular movement stabilizes hormones over time. Unfortunately, most women give up before their body even gets to this stage. So start in 26. Now, even start moving your body like it's medicine because it is. Stop judging your progress by the scale. Your body isn't failing, it's healing. Your hormones change fast, and your weight is the last thing to follow. Heal your gut, heal your hormones. A healthy gut helps metabolize estrogen, reduce inflammation, balance blood sugar, and improve energy. I already touched on this when I talked about inflammation and how inflammation damages the reproductive system and their organs. But you'd be surprised to know just how your gut health actually affects your whole body. Poor gut health increases bloating and inflammation. This is why you feel constantly swollen, puffy, or in pain, regardless of how healthy you think you eat. Your gut controls how you clear your excess estrogen. If your gut bacteria are imbalanced, then estrogen gets reabsorbed instead of being excreted or eliminated. And this leads to PMS, heavy periods, fibroids, acne, mood swings, and hormonal chaos. 70% of your immune system actually lives in your gut. So chronic gut inflammation means chronic body inflammation. And this again affects your period pain, your PCOS, endometriosis, and even egg quality. Another thing you need to know is that your gut talks directly to your brain. An unhealthy gut increases anxiety, irritability, mood swings, and poor stress tolerance. All of which again worsen cortisol levels and reproductive hormones. So it's really just a cycle. Gut bacteria affects your metabolism. What does that mean? A healthy gut will produce better blood sugar control and better insulin sensitivity and therefore improved PCOS symptoms. Your gut also helps produce key neurotransmitters like serotonin, which is your mood chemical. It's made mostly in the gut. So poor gut health can also mean low mood, fatigue, and poor motivation. So in 2026, increase fiber, include probiotics, which is either food or supplements, stay hydrated, limit processed foods, and avoid unnecessary antibiotics. I have to pull my Tanzanian mates closer when I say this. I know just how easy and convenient it is to just go to the pharmacy and get your medicines without first having had to go see the doctor and actually get a diagnosis and proper prescription. But using antibiotics for conditions that you don't need can only do you harm in the long run. Avoid prescribing yourself medicines at all costs. Prioritize your reproductive health early. Stop waiting for pregnancy plans. Too many women wait until they finally want kids to start fixing their bodies. And by then, they're just fighting an uphill battle. I always tell my patients this. Your cycle is a monthly report card. Your symptoms every month are valuable data that can actually give you insights as to what's going on with you. 80 or even 90% of the work that I do on a daily basis is helping young men and women navigate situations and conditions that could have been avoided if they had only paid attention to their bodies early on when they first noticed the changes. So in 2026, understand your cycle. Track ovulation. Are you even ovulation? Too many women don't ovulate and they don't even know this. Get your hormone panel done at least once a year. Check your PCOS criteria properly. Get your thyroid panel done. Supplement properly. Get that ultrasound. Stop normalizing heavy bleeding and pain. There is almost always a reason behind that pain you're having, behind that discharge, that smell. Pay attention. Visit your reproductive health doctor. Speak up. This is the real feminine work. Build a nervous system friendly morning routine. Take that chaotic morning routine, throw it away. We're not doing that in 2026. Women's bodies need calm, slowness, predictability, especially with their hormones. What are some morning habits that can actually change your physiology? Waking up early enough to avoid rushing, no phone for the first 20 to 30 minutes after waking up, sunlight exposure, a protein rich breakfast, journaling or breathing exercises. No taking coffee on an empty stomach. I can't stress this enough. Hydration before caffeine. Your morning routine is not aesthetics, it is hormone regulation. I have like 100 different morning routine videos on my channel. Do watch those if you need some inspo or ideas for slow, calm, and intentional mornings. Clean up your evenings. Sleep is a hormone reset button. Poor sleep increases cortisol, worsens cravings, affects insulin, disrupts your cycle, and triggers inflammation. In 2026, aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Limit late night scrolling, dim your lights after it gets dark. Start taking magnesium glycinate if you need to. Keep your room cool and dark. Without sleep, nothing heals. Simple as that. Create a reproductive health reset weekly ritual. A feminine woman who is in her that girl or that woman era takes responsibility for her health. Every week, prep balanced meals, plan your workouts, monitor and reflect on your symptoms that you had throughout the week. Check hydration, pay attention to the things that stress you, and take care of them, reduce them. This is the kind of intention and discipline that actually changes your life. Hygiene and being put together. A woman who takes care of her external body tends to take care of her internal body too. Clean nails, fresh breath, smooth skin, tidy hair. Being put together is not vanity, it's self respect, and it helps build confidence and order and discipline, qualities that directly impact your life and your health. Reduce the things that disrupt your hormones. In 2026, be intentional about the things you allow into and onto your body. A lot of the things that people promote online nowadays and make people use on a daily basis are actually serious hormone disruptors. And now that I think about it, I think I'll actually do a separate video on that. Comment below hormone disruptors if you'd be interested in watching that. But a few things that she needs to limit and eliminate totally if possible: alcohol, smoking, energy drinks, overdosing on caffeine, late night meals, this I'll sleep when I'm dead mentality, chronic dieting, skipping meals, toxic relationships, emotional stress. Your hormones respond to everything. These habits are not aesthetic. They're not generic New Year motivation. They are science. They are lifestyle medicine. They are the foundation of better cycles, better fertility, better energy, better skin, better mental health, and overall, a better you. 2026 can be the year you heal if you actually commit to the habits that support your hormones, your reproductive health, and your entire well being. So I was going to end this video here, but I feel like I should add this last point, a bonus point, if you will. Protect your body and your heart. Practice intentional intimacy. Too many women undermine their hormonal healing because of chaotic, unintentional intimacy, situationships, inconsistent partners, stress inducing relationships. They don't just drain you emotionally, they actually affect your hormones, your nervous system, and your reproductive health. In 2026, I need you guys to love yourselves enough to leave situationships that confuse your nervous systems. Stop giving your body to partners who don't give you stability. Prioritize emotionally safe and respectful intimacy. Choose partners who reduce your cortisol, not increase it. Understand that casual sex affects women differently, biologically, emotionally, and hormonally. Oxytocin, dopamine, cortisol. These hormones are powerful, and women absorb emotional stress physically in their cycles, their skin, their weight, their mood, their sleep. Your body deserves peace, your heart deserves clarity, and your hormones deserve stability. Being feminine isn't about being available, it's about being intentional. If a relationship is costing you your mental health, your sleep, your self worth, or your hormonal balance, it's too expensive. Leave it. Leave it. I think someone out there needed to hear that. So finally, in 2026, choose health, choose discipline. You're in a situationship that you know is not going anywhere. You keep going back to the ex who gave you funky vaginal discharges that you couldn't understand in STIs. Every other day, you wake up late in a hurry, you pick up whatever from the closet and put it on and rush out the door and grab a coffee on your way to work. I need to come closer, come closer as I ask you. Aren't you shy? At your big age, you're not shy. Please take yourselves seriously in 2026. In 2026, choose the version of you who eats well, sleeps well, moves with intention, protects her peace, and honors her body. Choose the habits that support your hormones. Choose the relationships that support your nervous system. Choose the lifestyle that supports the woman you're becoming and watch your entire life transform. If you reached this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I wish you a blessed, fruitful, and healthy 2026. Please leave a comment below and let me know two things. First, what habits you're adopting in 2026. And second, what topics you'd like me to talk about in my upcoming videos. Finally, please share this video with all the females in your life. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.